Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage and welcome back to episode 36 of Europa Universalis IV as Barat. Just before I start this video, I'd like to say that I really hope that I've sorted the audio issues. I know that a few of the last videos, both EU4 and Stellaris, have had some issues with the commentary where I've gone all sort of staticky and robot-like. I promise you it's not actually me. There's either an issue with my microphone that has either just suddenly decided to start dying after 4 years on the exact week I upgrade to Windows 10, or it's a Windows 10 problem. And neither of them is particularly good, because one means if it's a Windows 10 problem, it'll probably never get fixed. And if it's a microphone problem, I've got to buy a new mic. Neither things that I particularly enjoy. But I have sort of tried to update some drivers and altered some settings and updated some software. I really hope that has solved the issue. But as I haven't really been able to test it, because it's very much an intermittent problem, I'm going to be recording these videos and we'll have a look at the end, and if we do still have the problems, then I'll probably just have to bite the bullet and buy a new microphone or something like that. You'd think, considering Microsoft has been pushing this update down our throats for the last 6 months or so, that they'd actually make sure it works with people's hardware, but apparently not. Anyway, that's enough of me moaning about that. Let's get something else to moan about now. We are in this colossal war with most of the world, actually. Got Afghanistan, we've got Yarkand, we've got the Ottomans. I can't beat this. I just cannot beat it at all. I don't have the manpower. I just cannot build enough mercenaries. I've got no chance of winning this war. We're already down to 0% war score. The Ottomans alone have more men than I do. That's before we count everybody else. So what I've done is I've just I've gone in and I have sort of suggested a peace deal. I've gone into offer tribute and gone suggest offer. It's 100% peace deal, which I don't particularly like. I don't think there's... Yeah, I've got to give them a 100% peace deal. It's the only thing they'll accept. Not a particularly great thing, really. I don't really like it. So, basically this peace deal... Ahmadabad we have to give to Malwa. Garjat we have to give to Malwa. Gurupur we have to give to Jampur. So we're losing 3 provinces. We also have to release Ceylon as a sovereign nation, and Kathiawar as a sovereign nation, and that's it. So we're losing a few provinces, and that's not too bad. So, I mean, we could try and lose slightly less, maybe, and offer money in its place, but I don't think we could ever offer enough money to... Well, we could actually. We could take loans and keep land. But is it really worth it, is the question. What about if we didn't want to lose Ceylon, for example? Yeah, I could never give them enough money to avoid losing Ceylon. So do you know what? We'll just go and suggest demands, and we'll sort of take that offer if they will accept it, because we need to get out of this war. Okay, so there we go. So we've lost 1, 2, 3 provinces, and we've released Kathiawar and Ceylon. We will be able to get those back. Ceylon's only 2 provinces anyway. So what we need to do now is start trying to get our economy and everything back to normal. You'll still notice, though, and this is the one thing I hate about coalition wars, is you still end up with a massive amount of aggressive expansion with your neighbours. It does go down somewhat, but this is going to be our sort of opportunity to try and make friends with some people. And we're going to start by actually sending... Well, we can't send one to Afghanistan yet because they were the war leader. So let's go and speed things up. We need to sort out our armies. We need to make sure, yep, our ships are doing what our ships should be doing. Now then, we'll probably have a truce with Ceylon, and indeed we do. We could vassalize them. We could peacefully vassalize them. That's not a problem. We've gained a CB against Malwa. There's a surprise. Why can't we do this one? You must have a military alliance and a relation at least of 190. I mean, you still get some aggressive expansion. How many relationships do we have at the moment? We still have 4 of 4. So that's a little bit unfortunate. We'll go and take that land back at some point. We'll go and take this back. We need to take this back because now we've got land that's not connected up. Let's go ahead first of all, and we are just going to first of all put down our army maintenance because we're losing a massive amount of money. We are going to turn off our forts, mothball all of our forts. And the reason we are losing so much money is because we have a lot of mercenaries and we're well over the manpower cap. How many mercs do we actually have here? Quite a lot. Actually, no, there's only a 7k stack there. And what about here? Detached mercenaries. At least most of our neighbours are actually... most of our neighbours are actually in a truce with at the moment, so getting rid of the mercenaries shouldn't be too much of a bad thing. So let's get rid of all the mercs. Now we're making positive income. We don't have as big an army as we'd like. Obviously the force limit also went down because we did lose some land. We are now over the naval force limit, only by 3, so I'm not bothered about that. We do have a mission, improve relations with Ceylon. Well, we can certainly do that. There's no reason not to. Let's go ahead and improve our relations with them. I mean, we could try and diplo-vassalize them before somebody else gets an alliance with them, but they're quite far away, so it's unlikely that anybody else will. We've still got an idea. We can finish off that trade idea group, but again, we are still behind in tech, and I do want to sort of start catching up in tech now. So yeah, we've suffered casualties, disloyal estates, which is the clergy, so we can give them some land if we want to. Are there any provinces that we need to convert? Bangladesh, where are you? I've no idea where half of these provinces are. Bangladesh, you are this one. And you, I believe... Let's just give you to the... give you over anyway. We still won't be able to convert this because we've still got negative missionary strength. You're still disloyal. Okay, let's go and give you another relatively worthless estate then. Oh, yeah, the disloyal. It'll go up. It'll trend towards 50. Giving them a few provinces. It'll help that to go away. We do have some money in the bank, but we also have some loans, so I'd like to get those paid off. Actually, no, I don't have any loans. I thought I did, but I don't. Well, that's fantastic. We can build some buildings instead then. So, let's go ahead... Anywhere we can get some additional tax. Now we've lost a little bit of land. We're going to try and get as much money as we can. There's a couple of 0.18s over here. Let's go and get those. So what we need to do now is sort of start rebuilding and get in a position where we can start taking this stuff back and hopefully not have to deal with the Ottomans next time around, because that's kind of what screwed it up for us this time. I was totally not expecting the Ottomans to get involved in that war. So let's go ahead and start spreading some of these guys out. Now I've got an 1824 there. These are a little bit derpy compositions. So we can have stacks of 22, which I don't really mind. So what do we have here? We have a 13, 2, and an 8. Yeah, we'll split off some of these cannons, I think. 4 cannons. We need to build a third stack. So that's what we're going to do. So you've got 2 cavalry. I'd actually prefer it, really, if we had maybe a little bit more cavalry and a little bit less infantry. Maybe just have 2 bigger stacks. So what we could do is actually go for 4 cav. So we'll have 4 cav in this stack. We'll have 4 cav in this stack. We'll go up to 14 infantry. We'll take 4 infantry out of this one. And hopefully somewhere along the lines we'll be able to balance things up. Still got some manpower. I mean, we're a little bit behind, but we will catch up. We're almost fully reinforced as well, which is not too bad. So what we do want to get here, we know we want at least 4 cavalry, and then we'll make the rest up with infantry and try and balance everything out. So... Unfortunately, we lost a Madabad, which is a shame, because that was connecting up our territory. We do definitely need to try and take Kathiawar again at some point. We could actually try and offer them an alliance. We could diplo-vassalize these guys. Would they accept vassalization? They would not. And why? It's because of the economic base. So yeah, we won't be able to vassalize them. We can offer them an alliance. Let's go ahead and improve relations with them. When is our truce up with them? 14. So we've got a 15-year truce because it was 100% peace deal. Let's go up to speed 3. And there aren't really many people we can declare on, and even so, we've still got to be careful because we do still have a lot of aggressive expansion with our neighbours. Garjat, unfortunately, lost one of their provinces, which is a little bit of a shame. I'd like to keep them around because I do want to feed them some more of Malwa. I'm definitely thinking now that it might be time to start integrating Jarkand. I was keeping them around to feed bits of Jampur to them, but they're not very useful in a war. It's going to cost us an awful lot of Diplo points to do this. But let's go ahead and get that started. It's going to take 40 years to completely integrate them, but we'll go ahead and do that anyway. We'll get started on that. Now then, our ally up here, you guys, you are... See, Yarkand absolutely hate me. Yarkand don't hate me, actually. Was at war, aggressive expansion, allied to rival. We could always break that alliance. We could maybe get friendly with Yarkand. It's quite possible. That's an interesting thing to consider. You're improving relations with Ceylon. That is for a mission. What am I doing over here with you guys? That is improving relations with Afghanistan. Improving relations with Kathiawar, which we don't really need to do. Now, do I have a royal marriage with you? Yeah, I do, unfortunately. We have some pretender rebels. The disputed succession of David. Does that mean... oh, let's just pause up. I should have waited until I hit that button. So, what have we got going on here? What's just happened? Everything's got confusing. Yeah, no, David is there, but he's not quite old enough to take the throne yet, which suddenly means we've got some rebels to deal with. Unfortunately, we're not at full maintenance, which is problematic. I really wasn't paying attention to what I was doing there. I'm a little bit distracted today. Luckily, the army maintenance wasn't terribly low, so we do still have a chance of defeating these guys before they do too much damage. So let's just get everybody into position, and then we'll just go and throw down. Now, luckily, I no longer have to get that royal marriage with those guys, and there's a good... with Tabaristan or whatever they're called. And that's a good thing, and I'll show you why in a second. So let's go and get involved in this. Much superior numbers, even though we didn't have full morale, so that's okay. Doesn't even matter. They actually escaped. Been noticing that quite a lot just recently from rebels, them actually getting away. We did go and crush them there, though, so that's fine. So we get to pick a new deity. I'm thinking maybe we want to stick with that discipline and siege ability, because I've got a feeling we're going to be having a lot more battles to come. We can get a new tech, which is military tech, gives us some new tactics and land morale. We definitely want to take that, even if it sort of unbalances our tech a little bit. We don't want to be behind in our tech. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring back my diplomat from Kathiawar. I'm going to break my alliance over here with Tabaristan, because to be quite honest, they were bloody useless in the last war. And instead, I'm going to try and suck up to Yarkand if I can. Because they're quite large, and if I could get them to be my friend, that would be fantastic. So we'll go ahead and start improving relations there. I mean, it's not too bad at the moment. We don't actually have that much of aggressive expansion with them. It's only 35 and it's burning off. So the only negative we're going to have with them is the different religion. So this could actually work out quite well for us. And we just gained a free stability, which is nice. The game's actually playing into my hands for once. Now then, Ottomans. See, the Ottomans don't actually dislike me. The Ottomans actually do like me. So it's a little bit of a shame that that all went bad. What do we need to get our reputation up to Ceylon with for this mission to complete? 100. So we should be able to do that. And that'll give us an extra +1 diplomatic reputation. Yeah, we can do that mission quite easily. But we don't want to go too far over 100 because we want it to decay. Because we want to be able to declare war on them without it being a destabilising event. So we don't want to have more than 100 relations when we declare war. So as soon as the mission is finished, we're going to go ahead and call that diplomat back. And it should be any time now. That should be the mission finished. There we go. So let's just go ahead and recall that diplomat. So that's that mission done. Don't even think we have another mission to do. So I think what I might try and do with the free diplomat is go and suck up to the Ottomans again. I mean, we could have quite easily won that war if it wasn't for the fact that the Ottomans were sort of involved. And Yarkand came down at the last minute to make things a little bit difficult. Now, Yarkand, who are you rival to? You're rival to Afghanistan. Interesting. Because Afghanistan really don't like me either. Can I have any more rivals? I don't have any possible rivals, which is, like, really weird. I do really want to be able to connect the rest of my territory up, though. That's a little bit of a problem. We do still have... are we still allied to Nepal? We are still allied to Nepal. Not that they were all that useful in the war either. It really wants me to grab this idea, but... as much as I'd love to, I do really want to catch up on the tech. And we're so close now. Mind you, we're not behind on tech now. We're sort of running... almost on par, but our Diplotech is still behind, and that is probably causing us some corruption. Yeah, unbalanced research. We are bringing it down because we're rooting out corruption and we've got positive stability, but it's still not good. So what have we got here then? We've got 14, 4 and 4. So let's go for the same thing. So we need another 10 infantry. And we've still got manpower. We might still need to get some more manpower buildings, actually. Let's get some barracks. Do we have any decent provinces worth putting a barracks in? Not a huge deal of good ones. Don't really want to upgrade these ones too much because they're a little bit harder for me to defend, but we can grab a couple more over here. Shame that we lost Gorjak. We will start taking these provinces back. Malwa's going to get it. The only problem that we've got is because we still have aggressive expansion with people. Once the truces start to time out, we're going to notice that the AI starts to reform the coalition. So we might need to start jumping on people before they have an opportunity to do that. Of course, if we can get anybody out of the coalition by sucking up to them enough, it's not going to happen with Malwa. We're not rivaled with Malwa. Covert actions, yeah, that hurts. The claims hurt. The improved relations. I mean, the thing is, we've got 163 aggressive expansion. Now, that is going away. We could potentially get rid of that. Unfortunate problem that we have at the moment is that we're going to be having one of our diplomats tied up for a long time integrating Jharkhand, but we do have an extra diplomat because of our ideas. We've got so much aggressive expansion with Jaipur, that's never going to go away. But if we can stop Jharkhand getting involved, and if we can stop Afghanistan getting involved, what about Bengal here? Yeah, a lot of aggressive expansion with them as well. I think we can get rid of some of this. Right, recall our diplomat from Afghanistan. Now, you're still outraged, but some of that aggressive expansion is going to burn away. So we're working on Yarkand and the Ottomans. Let's go and send someone to Malwa. So basically what's happened over the last couple of videos, and I admit this completely, it was my own fault, because what I essentially did, and I'll explain that in a minute, let me just check how things are going with the Ottomans there. So the Ottomans actually, I mean, they're not friendly, but they have a positive opinion of me. That was at war penalties going to be going away as well. They're actually, Afghan is attacking Yarkand, which is an interesting thing. So we've got another free diplomat. It's going to take him a while to come back. And so there's a lot of people here that it isn't worth trying to suck up with because we'll never actually get them to be friendly at all. Kashmir is actually friendly, which is really weird. We can probably go and take some stuff from them. Do we actually have a truce with Kashmir? We do not. So we could go and start taking a load of stuff from them. They are allied with Jaipur, though. We've lost a general, which is also a little bit upsetting. Let's go and try and improve relations with Bengal. So, as I was saying, what's happened over the last couple of videos is, well, in fact, over the entire game, I've been expanding far too aggressively. Hence the term aggressive expansion. I hadn't really been keeping my eye on it, and I don't know what was wrong with me this game. Normally I'm quite careful to make sure I don't get too much aggressive expansion with my neighbours, because usually I know that the coalitions really do tend to come and slap the player down if you expand too aggressively. I think it was my desire to try and have a war in every video, just to sort of keep... you know, just to sort of keep things going and make sure that I was actually progressing and doing something interesting in all of the videos. But as a result, we've expanded a little bit too quickly. And like I was saying to somebody else in comments on a previous video, there are a lot of YouTubers who would just cheat. You know, do something in the console to get out of it, or maybe just wouldn't even upload the video and would find an excuse to end the campaign. Now, I don't lose wars very often, but sometimes they happen, and that's why I decided to, you know, I'm just going to show you what happens, because losing a battle doesn't mean you've lost an entire war, and losing a war doesn't mean you've lost the game. I mean, what did we lose, really? We lost, let's see, we ceded 3 provinces, we released 2 more, so that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We lost 10 provinces. That was it, 10 provinces. How many provinces did I start with at the beginning of this game? How long does it take me to take 10 provinces? If I'd have actually been expanding a little bit more cautiously, then I wouldn't have had 10 provinces more than I had now anyway. So, I don't know the fact that Jarkand have got that little enclave in there. We do need to try and get that back. But yeah, we certainly need to try and connect this all up again. Unfortunately, it won't connect up anyway because we don't have a Manabad, but we will be going to war with Mara again at some point. But we do want to retake Kathiawar. We do want to retake Ceylon. And then if we can do that, we haven't really lost all that many of our lands anyway. Some free Diplo? Yeah, sure. We're trying to get tech done, so we'll go ahead and do that. We'll bring that Diplo back. Let's go and get the tech. So it gives us a bit more trade efficiency. Still behind time, but we shouldn't have unbalanced technology anymore. No, good. So now we're not paying out money for that on the corruption. We do get another idea group soon. I'm not too sure what I'm going to go for on that one yet, so we'll have to consider that. Oh, I made you up to 10. I should have made you up to 14. There we go. I thought it was adding 10. No. Right, both of my generals are now dead, which is absolutely fantastic. But at least we're out of the war. That's the main thing. We're out of the war. We're starting to improve some relationships with people. Most of it isn't really going to help. We could possibly go ahead and improve a relationship here. I just want to try and get some relationships up so that we can hopefully get out of this coalition firing again. But I think that's a good point to end the video. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you're still enjoying EU4 as Barat. I'll see you on the next video. And until then, goodbye for now.